My whole life, my parents told me I would take over the family business one day. But when I finally had the chance to chase my own dream, they gave me an ultimatum. Should I abandon everything to avoid disappointing them? Or is it time to think about myself? Find out now. Since I was a child, I kept hearing the same phrase. One day, this business will be yours. My parents built our family company from the ground up, and they always made sure to remind me that everything they did was for my future. At first, I never questioned it. I grew up helping out however I could, watching how things worked, and learning without even realizing it. But as I got older, something started changing inside me. I had a dream that had nothing to do with what my parents had planned for me. Deep down, I always knew that one day I would have to choose between following my own path or taking on the responsibility they expected of me. But I never thought that choice would come so soon, or with so much pressure. And then one conversation changed everything. It all happened during a family dinner. My parents seemed more excited than usual, exchanging glances as we ate. Then, out of nowhere, my dad cleared his throat and spoke with a proud tone. I think it's time for you to start taking on more responsibilities. We want you to start managing the business with us full-time. My mom nodded eagerly, already talking about future plans and how excited they were for me to continue the family legacy. It was as if they had already made the decision for me. I tried to hide my discomfort, but my heart was racing. I took a deep breath, and for the first time I said it out loud. Mom, Dad, I don't want this. I have other plans for my future. Silence filled the room. The smile on my mother's face instantly disappeared, and my father frowned as if he couldn't believe what I had just said. What do you mean, other plans? He asked, his voice more serious than usual. I explained everything. I told them about my dream, about how I had been thinking about this for years, and how I wanted to at least try following my own path before committing to something that didn't make me happy. But their reaction was not what I expected. My mom let out a deep sigh, as if I had just disappointed them in the worst way possible. My father rested his elbows on the table and said, "This business is our life. Do you really think you can just turn your back on everything we built?" And then came the final blow. If you really chase this dream, know that you're going against your own family. Those words kept echoing in my mind. Going against your own family. In just a few moments, I had gone from being their future successor to someone who was betraying everything they had worked for. That night, I barely slept. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to understand how everything had reached this point. On one hand, I understood my parents. They had dedicated their entire lives to this business. They sacrificed moments, fought through hardships, and built something stable. And now, I was telling them that I wanted something different. But on the other hand, what about me? Was I supposed to ignore my own dreams just to meet their expectations? The fear of the future consumed me. What if I followed my dream and it didn't work out? What if one day I regretted not taking over the family business? But what if the opposite happened? What if I gave in to their expectations and spent years trapped in a life I never wanted, constantly wondering what if? For the first time, I realized that this wasn't just a career decision. It was about who I wanted to be. And no matter which path I chose, I would have to live with the consequences. Over the next few days, I tried to find a middle ground, a way to balance my parents' expectations with what I truly wanted. But the more I thought about it, the clearer it became that this wasn't a decision I could make halfway. If I took over the family business, my whole life would be shaped by it. I would have stability, sure, but at the cost of my own dreams. If I followed my own path, I could fail. I could disappoint my parents. I could lose everything, but at least I would be living according to what I truly believed in. Then, it hit me. The only thing scarier than risking my dream was spending the rest of my life wondering what could have been if I had tried. That same day, I asked my parents to talk. I sat with them in the living room, and this time I spoke with certainty. I love you both, and I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. But this is my life, and I need to follow my own path." My dad sighed, rubbing his face. My mom lowered her head, visibly disappointed. But for the first time, I didn't let that shake me. I knew this wouldn't be easy. This decision could change my relationship with them forever. But I also knew that no matter what happened next, I was finally taking control of my own life. The decision wasn't easy, and its impact is still unfolding. My parents didn't accept it right away, and maybe they never will. But for the first time, I feel like I'm living my own life, not the one that was planned for me. I know many people face similar situations, torn between following their own dreams and living up to their family's expectations. And that choice is never simple. Maybe, over time, my parents will understand that this wasn't a rejection of them, but a necessary step for me to become who I truly am. In the end, I realized that real love shouldn't be conditional on a career choice or a family legacy. And if someone truly cares about you, they will want to see you happy, even if your path looks different from what they expected. What about you? Have you ever had to choose between your own dreams and your family's expectations? What would you have done in my place? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to React Stories for more thought-provoking stories like this. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and share this video with someone who might relate to this situation. See you in the next story.